So, hey guys and girls, this is Vivan, and you're tuned into Vivan Life. And today is the first episode of our so called show podcast known as Sorted. So, today on Sorted, we have Miss Nayak, and she's a psychologist. And we have her today because a lot of you guys are going through a lot of negative things in life. Apart from COVID, positive numbers, everything around us is negative, according to me. So today, Miss Nayak is gonna tell us few tips on how to keep yourself mentally fit. And thank you so much for doing this, Miss Nayak. And let's not tell the world how we met, but I will keep that story for some other time. Over to you now.
Yeah, this is interesting. I've never done this before. Uh, so I think mental health during the pandemic is kind of become a very thought about topic, and still everybody is so confused about it. It's something that is lying in the balance. Everybody knows about it, but nobody really wants to talk about it. So, mental health during the pandemic has kind of gone down the drain for each and every one of us, regardless of who you are, where you come from, regardless of whether you're an extrovert, an introvert. It's been really, really tough. And there are some things that I have figured out for my own self. It's not necessary that they'll help everybody out there because this term self care has been going around for a very long time now, but it's not a definition that can fit everybody the same way. You have to figure out what works for you, and depending on the kind of person you are, you need to figure out some tips for yourself. That being said, there are some common things that all of us can do. So I think I'd love to discuss those.
So, how you being a psychologist yourself, I'm sure there might be times when even you feel that you're a bit down, right? So, how do you handle yourself? Like, I just want to know how a therapist handles herself before she goes ahead and gives us tips. I just want to get a brief idea about how do you take care of yourself.
I think the funny part is you expect as a mental health professional that you'll be able to handle your own conflicts and distress very effectively, but that's not necessarily always the case. I think when you know a lot about something, it becomes a little difficult for you to use it on yourself. So my I have a support system. So my support system is the biggest contributor whenever I'm feeling upset or whenever I need to deal with something. I immediately reach out to people, and I am a writer, so I write things down. So those are the two things that work best for me. I'm not going to say that I succeed all the time. I'm human, but yeah, different things at different points in time. Nothing is definite.
That's a very honest answer. So let's get started with the tips that you would want to give all our viewers, if any. As this is a new channel, I don't expect a lot of people to watch this, but even if one person is getting some amount of value, it solves the purpose of we doing this, right? So let's
Yeah.
get started with this. So, what would be your first tip?
First one that comes to my head is establishing a routine. I know we say this a lot, but right now, the global situation is such that it is absolutely not in our control. And in that entire loss of control, establishing a little bit of control on small things in our life can be really, really helpful. So, when we say routine, it means that you need to have an action plan that encourages you to look forward to something. If you've decided you're going to do XYZ things in a day, and then you have something to look forward to, because right now there's nothing concrete to look forward to that's going to happen. It's very difficult to make plans right now. So these small things that you can establish in your routine can be really helpful. I kind of think of it as an antidote to procrastination, because right now in the pandemic it's very easy to procrastinate, because we've actually
Ask me
been
about
given the
that.
option to. All of us, I think. And I think we got a well deserved break. But that being said, it's been 9 months. Now it's time to get back to real life. So having a routine really, really helps create a structure, maintain a sense of control. So that is something that has personally really, really helped me also.
Perfect. So, guys who are watching this, establish a routine. It can be anything that you want to do in the whole day. It can be as lame as waking up and making your bed as well. So,
Absolutely.
do establish a routine, and let's get to the next point, next step. What would be the next step that you would want to give our viewers and listeners?
The next step, personally, my favorite is creating something. So, when I say create something, I mean do something with your body, create something tangible that you can see, that you can touch, that you can call your own. The reason behind this is right now during the pandemic, our sense of achievement is kind of lost. We're not able to go to work the way we used to. We're not able to study the way we used to. And our sense of self worth and self esteem is very tied to our sense of achievement. When you're not able to have that sense of achievement in yourself, you kind of feel very lost. And low self esteem is kind of like a very prime indicator of going towards mental deterioration. So, in order to avoid that, to establish some sense of achievements, it is very important that you do something or create something. It's not the outcome that matters, it's the process that you put yourself through. Feeling that this is something that I have created on my own, this is something that belongs to me. That's very, very essential to feeling good about ourselves, which is really, really an underrated thing. So, very, very important. Now, this could be absolutely anything. For me, it is writing. For somebody, it could be art. It could be dance. It could be music. For you, it could be this podcast. So,
Would
it
it
can be absolutely anything.
Could it be making TikTok and Insta Reels as well? Because a lot of people have been doing that.
Why not? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not harming somebody and if you're feeling good about yourself, I don't see a problem with
Perfect,
it.
perfect. So, tip number two, guys, create something. For me, it is creating this podcast. I have been wanting to do this since a really long time. And for you, it could be a painting. For you, it could be cooking. It could be anything, right? So, that's great. That's great. Let's get on to the next point quickly now. Third point. What would be the third point, Miss Naik?
So, the third point is becoming involved.
Uh huh.
Now, we are talking a lot about productivity during the pandemic, which can get quite annoying at a certain period of time. Everybody wants you to do something all the time, do something productive. Don't time pass is such a sinful word, especially in our culture. If you do time pass, you're not supposed to do time pass. Why not? Becoming involved is all about becoming part of a feel good experience. Everybody is entitled to their own pleasurable experiences, regardless of whether or not there is something enlightening coming out of it. It could be very simple. It could be watching a movie, watching a sunset, listening to music, whatever it is. Just put your 100% into it. You are entitled to feel good, and that feel good doesn't necessarily have to come from something, like establishing a career goal or something so huge. You don't always have to be learning something, you don't always have to be producing something. You are allowed to be yourself for a little bit. So that I think is really important. There's a concept we call flow experience. It's something when you're passionate about, like you have a hobby or something, you get so involved into it that you lose yourself in it. So this is about losing yourself in an experience that simply makes you feel good.
Oh, so as much as I can understand from what you said, whatever you're doing, be it you're, looking at the moon or probably listening to music, just be 100% there, right? Because right
Absolutely,
now in
yes.
this era, as people know that shorter form of content is doing really good, whereas these kind of podcasts won't get a lot many views just because the attention span of the viewers is going down, right? So
Yeah.
I think though people who are using OnePlus and some other phones as well, there's this thing called a Zen mode, right? If you turn on the Zen
Yes.
mode, you can set the time where you won't receive any notifications whatsoever, and you can just go into your own zone. I do it before I sleep because I have this habit of checking my phone before I sleep. So you think, as you said, we need to be very less distracted and align all our powers into the same direction as what we are currently doing. So that's a great point. Let's get on to the next point now.
So the next point is a little bit contradictory to the first one. It's scheduling pause time. So, hitting the pause button on your life. So, when I said you have to establish a routine for yourself, when we make a timetable for ourselves, we tend to be very impractical about it. Like, our timing will be so close to each other, we will not schedule ourselves a break at all. इसके बाद ये करना है, इसके बाद ये करना है. We will not stop. I think that is a very impractical way of going about creating a routine. You can decide in a day, despite having created a routine, that you can take 15 minutes off at any time that you want to. Any single time you feel like I'm not into this, whatever it is I'm doing, I'm feeling frustrated, annoyed, tired, you can decide that you can give yourself 15 minutes off. Because we as humans are not built to sustain for long periods of time continuously. We cannot be productive that way. We cannot be healthy mentally or physically that way. You need to leave some room for spontaneity in your routine. There needs to be that space available for you to be like, abhi उठ के मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ. So that you really need to, everybody needs to keep that in mind when you're setting up your routine. So that's very important.
So there should be some room for your own little time. That's what you mean. So
Absolutely.
that's
Yes.
also has a correlation with our third point, which was being involved, I guess. Right? Perfect.
Yes.
Let's get on to the last point now.
So the last point is very essential, very difficult, and that is saying no. Right now we're all we've been stuck wherever we are. Some of us are stuck with our family members, some of us are stuck with roommates, and since we are home all the time, it kind of feels it feels like an obligation to give in to others all the time, to do what others are expecting from you all the time, to contribute without giving any consideration to your own self. And it's especially difficult for us in a culture where we are so designed to live for others that we say yes to others and we say no to ourselves. That needs to change. When you're saying no to somebody, you're saying yes to yourself. That's very important to remember. Regardless of who you're staying with and what they mean to you, sometimes it is just imperative to prioritize yourself. Just because you have time right now doesn't mean that you spend all of it in living for somebody else. You need to take that time off, especially in a time when everybody's mental health is so fragile and delicate. You can't constantly expect to maintain another person's mental health if you're not doing well yourself. So saying no is very a need of the time, I would say, especially right now, considering everything that's going on.
So, as I can interpret this, prioritize yourself before you prioritize someone else. If
Absolutely,
you are not
yes.
happy within you, you cannot shower love towards the other people. So, हम अकेले आते हैं अकेले जाते हैं हिंदी में कहते हैं. So, first take care of
Yes,
yourself, and then comes everyone else. By saying that, I'm not saying that you're gonna be selfish. It's just that you're taking care of yourself first, right?
Definitely.
Perfect. So, do we have any bonus points as well? Like now, let's just have a very informal talk, because all these 5 points was something which I think a lot of things even I'm not really good at. So I'll be able to improve on that. Thanks so much for giving us such 5 amazing tips. I hope my listeners and my viewers, if any, would benefit from this. So tell me something more about what you do, and I'll also link all your links in the description box of our YouTube video.
So bonus tip that I can think of is I think all of the points that I already spoke about seem very obvious, but like you said, they're not easy to practice in real life. You really need to put effort into them. And another point that comes to my head is that mental health is not something that exists in isolation, right? You need to also look out for your community. And when I say community, it could be family, it could be friends. Thankfully, in this generation, we've been blessed with so much technology. I agree that social distancing is a thing, but it doesn't mean that we cannot nurture our relationships the same way we used to before the pandemic. It's very important to also look out for the mental health of others. It's very simple. You stay happy, you keep others happy, and vice versa. So you need to always check in with your family members. You need to check in with your friends, see how they're doing. So I'm not saying you need to counsel them or therapize them or anything, but a simple "How are you doing?" goes
For
a
that
long
you
way.
are there. For that you are
Um,
there.
yeah. So yeah, this is another bonus that I really think it's important right now. We cannot survive. We're social creatures. We're not going to survive in isolation. We need to keep in
Sometimes I
touch.
feel I wish this virus could just travel through technology. Imagine we all staying away from Facebook, Instagram. We're
Yeah.
not calling people. We're not texting people, sending selfies, Snapchat. Just because if we do so, the virus might spread. Just imagine if that was the case. It would be so fun. All of us would be out there meeting each other. Oh my God! I just wish
I know
that
that
should that
would
should have been the
cure the
case.
world. That would cure the world of the technological pandemic.
Right.
Yeah, that would be really
Perfect.
interesting.
So before we could end this podcast, I want you to give all of us a short introduction about yourself and your blog and your Instagram page, what work you guys do, and all of that in a brief detail.
So I am a psychologist by profession. I'm not. I was working in Mumbai and before the pandemic hit, but then the pandemic happened, so I had to come back to my hometown. It was good, but I realized how hectic it was. So I think I need to do something new with my life. So I'm pursuing a diploma in counseling right now. I am also running my own mental health page. It's called Sarthi. I run it with my best friend. She's also a psychologist. What we aim to do at Sarthi is basically create a community which is full with mental health advocates, mental health professionals, even people who have been through mental health distress or challenges themselves. And the main objective is to create awareness. I think that is the basic foundation that we need to focus on, especially now that we are talking a lot about mental health, especially in Indian society. It's very imperative. This is the first thing we start with, and then we can go ahead. We still have a long way to go in terms of awareness. So, what we aim to do is we talk about what kind of mental health challenges exist and how they can manifest, because knowledge is power. When you don't know something, you don't know how to deal with it, you don't know how to identify it, and then that's where the entire problem begins. This knowing about things, identifying the problem, and then going towards how you can take care of yourself, how you can solve these things, and of course, eventually reach out for help if you need it. So that is a platform that we provide. We also provide a platform for people to share their own stories of coming out of mental health challenges, stories of healing, so to say, just to establish a premise that nobody is alone, nobody is on a pedestal. Mental health distress can hit anybody from anywhere. It can hit me or you or absolutely anybody. So knowing that, being aware, that is what we aim to do. And hopefully eventually in the future we'll be able to start practicing via Sarthi, create a place where people can call for help and we can help guide them as best as we can.
I hope you succeed in your mission, and that's a really noble cause that you are giving to the society. I also feel you should
Thank
also
you.
start a YouTube channel just like I did a few minutes ago, and and I'm sure a lot of people will gain interest because I think a lot of people these days have forgotten who they are because they think they are someone
Yeah.
who is on social media. Like the image that they have on social media is completely different from the real person they are. So I think in the coming
Yeah.
future, a lot of issues with mental health will come up, and if we have platforms like yours, it will be much easier to get some professional help in a very quick way. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for doing this, and I
Thank you
hope
for
to.
having me.
Yes, I hope to see you soon again on our channel Sorted, and by giving us 5 tips, even if one person's life is sorted, that's the whole aim of this podcast. And thank you again, Miss Nayak, and hope to see you soon on this channel again.
Thank you so much.
Cool.